What's going on? It's your boy Just LB. Today we will be going over a tutorial on how to use a Cricut machine to cut vinyl and place it on a shirt. Today's tools that we will need, of course, is going to be a Cricut machine and some sort of heat press. Whether you have a heat press or a Cricut Easy Press or even an iron. So for the materials today, of course you will need a Cricut machine or a Silhouette Cameo, whatever vinyl cutting machine that you have of your choice, you will need that today. I have the Cricut Easy Press. That's what I will be using, but you could use a heat press or even a iron of your choice. That's up to you. I do have some heat transfer vinyl. I believe this is Caesar. I got this from Michaels. Check them out. They do have sales pretty often, and when it's on sale, you can get this stuff pretty cheap. It's pretty good stuff. Of course, I have my t-shirt. I need my shirt. Just a plain white t-shirt. I got this from alldaysshirts.com, but they do sell these at Michael's, but they are cheaper if you go to alldaysshirts.com. I have my Cricut cutter. This is just how I measure and cut my vinyl down for when I'm doing a project, so I know exactly what size I need it to be. And I will be using my regular grit mat today from Cricut, and I believe that's it. I guess we can go ahead and get started. I will be switching from using the camera to going over to the laptop, and I will screen record so I can show you. Well, what? I will be switching from the camera over to a screen record video from my laptop so I can show you exactly step by step how I went from picking my design to importing it into Design Space and to going ahead and making it and cutting it on my Cricut machine. So stay tuned. Okay, so now we're here on the desktop. We're going to go ahead and we're going to open up Cricut Design Space. Now, once again, I already have my design picked out that I'm going to use today, but you can use this for anything that you want as long as it is a SVG file or you know how to transfer it over in Design Space as a SVG file. So we're going to be doing a new project. I'm going to have to upload my image because it's not here yet. And we're going to upload image. I do have it already over here on my desktop, so I will just drag it over. And there we go. And we're going to save. Boom, simple as that. I'm going to insert this image. Now let me go ahead and make this bigger so we can really get into this. So everything's already grouped together here in Design Space for me. So of 12.763 by 6.838. Me personally, I like for my designs on my t-shirts to be about like a 10 by 10, especially if it's something very small and simple. I really want it to stand out. And also on a Cricut, I cannot cut this bigger than 12 inches in width because due to the size of the mats. So I'm going to go ahead and unlock this here. And when I unlock it, that allows me to take this cursor down here and resize it any which way I would like to have it. So I'm going to go ahead and give it about a 10 by 10 size, or we can go 11 by 10. And if I can't get it perfectly, or you can't get it perfectly, that's fine. As long as you have your image highlighted, you can always just go up here to the width, as long as you have it unlocked, and you can just type in what you want. And then when you hit enter, it will resize it to that. So I'm going to do 11 by 11. Boom, that's perfect. So that's the size that I have it on. Oh, that's the size that I have it on here for my shirt. I'm using a adult large shirt, so I know that this will work perfectly for what I'm using it for. Just be mindful of the type of shirt that you are using and what size the shirt is. So always size it. You can measure your shirt to just get a feel for what size or how big you want your design to be prior to going in here and making it, because once you make it, that's it. You will have to reuse vinyl to cut a new piece if you want to make it smaller or anything like that. So I'll always do recommend double check and measure your shirt before you go ahead and here and you sizing it. I know that there were some people that I talked to that had issues with Design Space. They don't know how to go in here and say if I wanted to take this design and make it different colors out of one design. To do that, do 4x4. I would just highlight my picture and I would just duplicate it. And then you're going to take this one let's see, do I gotta ungroup it? You could just change the color right here. If I wanted the words to be red, it could be red. Now it's a little bit different if it was just one big image and not just words. Then you would have to go in here and duplicate it and then go into your hide contour here, which is down here in the bottom right hand corner. You would hide contour and then you will only select certain layers and then pretty much work color by color for each layer. But I will do a separate video with the actual image on how to do that and walk you through that as well. But for the time being, let's just work with this one. Let's get it back to what I had it as. I believe I had 11 by 11. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select make it. And you see that? That is what you do not want. All my letters are all separated. I will have to piece this back together to put it back on the mat. So we're going to hit cancel. And we're going to go back. Now that this is all highlighted, I want to go down here and I'm going to attach it. If I attach it, it will take it straight to my mat exactly the way I have it laid out on my canvas. So now when I go back to make it, it's right there exactly the way I want it. Once again, this is heat transfer vinyl. You always have to mirror, so I would have to mirror this. And then I could just continue and make it. At this point, I'm going to switch back over to the camera. We will place the vinyl onto the cutting mat. We will cut the vinyl, weed it, and we will iron this onto a shirt. And voila, we have our first design done. Stay tuned. Okay. Now that we're back, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get my vinyl cut down so I can go ahead and place it on the mat. I have this Cricut cutter, but you can use whatever tool you may have to make it easier for you to cut your vinyl to the size that you may need it. Get it to the right side, and then you just cut your vinyl. And this is what you're going to use to put on your shirt. There are a lot of other places that you can get vinyl as well, like My Craft Source, 143 Vinyl. There's a lot of different websites that you can order vinyl from. I would suggest to check them out. Some of them are fairly cheap and they do have a lot of sales, so don't feel that you have to only use Michaels and or Hobby Lobby. So here goes my mat. Once again, when you are using heat transfer vinyl, you always mirror your image and you put your vinyl on shiny side down. See, this is the dull side, shiny side down. Because heat transfer vinyl has its own carrier that you're going to use, and you'll see what I mean as we go further. So we just place it on here, try to get it lined up as good as possible. You just lay it on down. So now that I have this on my sheet, I just place it here. And then now you can just hit make it. So I do already have it mirrored. Make sure that you have it mirrored. And I set the setting as everyday iron on. Default pressure. When the flashing light begins to blink, you load your vinyl in. And then you just press the flashing Cricut button and let it go. One thing you're gonna also need is a Teflon sheet. You can get these from Amazon. I'm gonna go ahead and let this cut out, and once it's done, I will be back. Alright, my machine has finished cutting out my vinyl and I have it laying here, still on the mat. Now, how I take my vinyl off is flip my mat over and you just want to peel your mat back. This helps alleviate curling your design. Sometimes your vinyl will curl, and I don't know if you can see, but it did cut it out very, very nice. Once again, like I said, we cut it shiny side down. So you're gonna weed from this side, from the doll side. And this is Caesar Easy Weed, so it's very, very simple to weed, and it usually just comes right up. There's not a lot of fight with this, so I just start in a corner. And once I get it going, I usually just start pulling. And I'll put this to the side. And I just go with it. I just go with the flow. I don't try to pull excessively hard or extra hard or anything of that sort. Just weed it, and you should just pull apart with your letters. So as you're weeding, your letters should stay down. Everything else should come up.
Sometimes you gotta help get it around some of the extra pieces here.
This is my favorite vinyl to use. I have used some of the vinyl from Amazon. I still have some of it. There's nothing wrong with that vinyl either, but it's just something about Caesar that I love. So for the most part, that's all the big pieces. This is what we're left with. Now I still have to go in and get the center of my A, the center of my H, and like the center of everything else on the bottom. So we're gonna go back and we're gonna pull those out like so. And it should come out, like I said, if you're using Caesar, it should come off very, very easy. I tried to do something very simple this time with this one color. What we're left with. So let me get ready to press this. Once again, I will be using the Cricut Easy Press. This is the 12x12 or 12x10, I believe. Just turn it on. I already have it set to 330, so it will beep when it's ready. And in the meantime, we'll go ahead and prep our shirt. So we have our shirt here. Once again, this is a Bella Canvas large adult white t-shirt. I love this brand because they are very soft. Sometimes the Gildan shirts that they sell are just get a little rough for me. I don't really like how they feel. All right, so even though the heat press is not all the way hot yet, I'm gonna go ahead and press my shirt to get any moisture out of it. If you feel like you have any lint or anything on your shirt, feel free to use a lint roller to get the lint off and out of your shirt. Now I'm going to take this. I'm just gonna place it where I think I would want it. I can always pick it back up and move it. Pick my shirt up, so I'm gonna place it back down. I try to use my eyes to judge it, basically off the tag of the shirt. I don't have a shirt ruler yet, but I just use my eyes to kind of judge and see where I would want it to be at, make sure it looks straight. And I actually think that looks pretty good. So once the heat press gets up to 330, I'm going to come back. All right, my Easy Press just beeped, letting me know that it is at the correct temperature. Once again, I have my shirt laid down. I already pressed it to get all the moisture out. I laid my design down. I like where it is. It's laying on top of my Easy Press mat. Now I'm going to take my Teflon paper, place it on top of this. And you just grab your Easy Press and you place it on top. I'm going to press it for 30 seconds. I'm going to slide it up just a little bit to the top more, make sure I got it all pressed. Every last bit of it. That's my 30 seconds. I don't think I got the 5 down here in the bottom. Let me just hit that real quick. Well, sometimes when you use this type of heat press, depending on your design, it's a little harder to get it all at one time. So I do just press it and kind of move it around if I need to make sure everything gets heated and pressed properly. So this is what we're left with. And one thing that I love about Caesar is this is a hot peel vinyl, so I can go ahead and just take this carrier sheet and just peel it off. Some vinyls that you use, you have to wait until it cools before you peel it, but Caesar is a hot peel. Now I'm going to give it one last press, now that it's off. Then I bring it down, hit it again for about another 5 seconds on the bottom. And that is it. This is what we have. I made this shirt since it's Black History Month, and I've shown this design to a couple of friends and they liked it, so I figured I would go ahead and make one. I'm going to give you a good look at what we have. So this is my first of many Cricut tutorials. This was a pretty simple one. Once again, I will be doing more. If there's certain types of designs that you would like to see or certain projects that you would like for me to do and demonstrate, please feel free to let me know in the comment section. Drop a comment, a like. Let me know what you want to see and I can definitely do it for you. Thanks again for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.